I'm conscious.
Now what?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hold it. What you talking about, doctor?
What's
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of I'm Conscious. Now what? I'd like to thank everybody. I can feel the group that we have here live that take advantage of the live broadcast. I can feel the energy in that chat. And I just want to take the time to thank you for locking arms with me and being here live today. And I promise you today that a lot of you are going to open up this space of awareness and consciousness just from our show topic. This is fresh from the astral realms that I've been able to decode. Our topic today is the universal language trap exposed. Are you infected? Before I get into that, I just want to shine some light on some very, 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 very special people that have talked the talk and walked the walk. They are our first two patrons that have joined the movement of helping us to expand this platform. We got a lot of things that on our plate right now. We're growing super duper fast. You guys don't realize how fast we're growing. This energy is coming in. And the other day in the astral realm, I just saw a immense amount of energy coming my way. And I said, higher self now. What is this energy? And it was revealed to me that it's the energy that you are attracting. And so I just like to send a special shout out to Paula Kinney. Paula Kinney, let me give you some love here. Paula Kinney was the very first patron. The very first lady that said, Derek, I feel the energy. I love what you're doing. I'm a part of this. And she made a pledge just to help us with our social media platform that we're going to build and our mobile apps that we're going to build and all of these things that we need to become totally independent. And the next patron who stepped up to the plate, I want to give you guys recognition. This is our platform. It's not mine. It's ours. Kristen Gross. Kristen Gross was the second to make that pledge to say, hey, I'm down for it. I'm going to support you. Directly up under this live stream, there's links. If you want to do your part, if you want to be a part of this movement, and this is just the beginning, I say this all the time. There's a link. There's a Patreon link. All caps, ALL. All of the proceeds from the patrons go towards the expansion of our platform. Okay, so I just wanted to recognize you, very, very special first two people. It's two people. It feels like 2,000 to me. Okay, let's get some other news. Let me update you on what's going on, and I'm going to reach out my hand to someone out there. I'm reaching out and I'm asking for help. I'm asking for help. I need divine feminine energy to assist me. I am looking for an assistant, a conscious, love vibrating assistant with great communication skills, great organizing skills, and great writing abilities to assist me. I was talking to my wife last night, and just from the contacts on I'm Conscious Now What.com, I have over 200 inboxes. Over on Facebook, I'm behind 400. And I am not a power freak. And I know when I need help, I need assistance. And so if you feel led to lock arms with me and become more toward the inner circle of this movement, I'm Conscious Now What, I'm looking for front of the line, divine feminine energy. Those are females. And the reason why I feel the divine feminine energy, just on the whole, I'm not saying men don't apply, but divine feminine energy comes to the front of the line. I had a lot of guests that were booked to be on the show, and I just couldn't keep up with the follow-ups. They were getting lost in the hundreds and hundreds of inboxes and you know, and so I need help with organizing, keeping me organizing, keeping the show organized, and communicating with our guests, our up and coming guests that want to get on the show, but I get back to them 2 and 3 and 4 days later. Okay. So if you want to talk to me one-on-one about that, of course, I want to feel your energy. The best way to contact me on that, so you won't be added to the stockpile of inboxes, is to go over to I'mConsciousNowWhat.com and hit the contact over there. Okay. And just put in the, what is that? The title description. I'm here to assist you. Put your name. If you want me to contact you on Skype, if you're international, we'll do Skype. If you could put your phone number there, you could put your email address there, and I or my wife will get back with you ASAP, because I need your assistance. Okay. So now that I got that out of the way, let me run over to the chat. Our great chat. See who's in the house today over at the chat. Let me show some love over here at the chat. We got Christian Gross. I was just talking about you, my patron. Welcome to the chat. Let's get the hearts going. Sunny is in the chat. See, I can read. I got on my right glasses today. Praz 3 is in the chat. Let's see. Marvell is in the chat. Green Shiz is in the chat. Danya Groves is here. Look at the love. Third Ear is here. Antonio Regular is here. Yolo is here. Claire Thompson is here. Georgia, welcome. Donnie is here in the chat. Andrea is here. I love. Brad is here. Melanie is here. Hey, Melanie. Don't want to butcher this name. Rusharel. I love you, brother. I know I butchered that. Is here. Cliff is here. Dizzy is here. I appreciate you all being here today. And I promise you, the title of today's episode is not very appetizing to the eye, but very, very, very necessary. And just in my journey, it's something that I just struggled. And I'll say struggle because I didn't have discernment. I didn't understand this universal language, which has become a trap for us now in 2016. And today's episode is going to help you understand why people vibrate at the vibration levels that they are, including me, including you, including loved ones, spouses. It's just going to open up your consciousness to what's going on. And it's going to free a lot of you, because a lot of you are not even conscious. of this universal language trap. It's a trap, an unconscious trap that you agree to. So I had to take some notes on this so you guys know it's just, this is straight from the astral realms. I asked for discernment. So we're going to just start this off with, what is the universal language? I know a lot of you are saying universal language. Derek, you going to teach us French now? Or who do you think you are, buddy? You're going to teach us a whole nother language now? You got French, you got Spanish, you got English, you got Chinese, you got Japanese, you got all of these different languages. There's one universal language that has access, direct access, with the speed of sound to your subconscious mind, instant. And that universal language is music. Music is the universal language, because you can get each ethnic group, one from each group, and you can put them in a room and you can just play pure music with no lyrics and just let that music flow and fill the room with the tones, the pitches, the melodies, and the harmony of that music. And that universal language will move every soul in that room, regardless of color, regardless of gender, regardless of ethnic group. That music goes right to the subconscious, and you feel, you see, you feel music. So we have to discern what is the universal language. And the light bulbs should be starting to turn on now of how we've been trapped with this universal language. Because this universal language is in everything that we do physical. Let me give you an example of what I mean, and then we're going to start to decode this. Every podcast, if you're conscious online, even my show, starts off with what? That universal language, that music, it's kind of geeky, it's kind of mild, it's kind of soothing, it's kind of fun. I chose it intentionally, right? It's geeky, puts you in, okay, hey, the show is starting, okay, yay. But it instantly changes your frequency. Instantly, as soon as you hear it. Every television show that you watch, it starts off with that universal language to put you on the frequency based on that show. Every single one of them. Every news broadcast starts off, dun, 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 special alert. It's the music. It's the universal language to catch your awareness, to put you in the frequency and the intent based on whatever frequency, pitch, tone, melody, harmony, or vibration of that music. And one must ask yourself, what are we at the core essence, at our highest essence of what we are? What are we? We are vibration. We are energy. Some say this universal language, this music, is the voice of what a lot of you call God. The voice of God is the music, because it goes right, straight to the subconscious, straight to it. So I just want to take this time and just step by step let you know the course, the core essence. And I got my notes here of organic, okay? Organic, the organic universal language, or now I'll just say music. What is organic music? Because that's where it started. Organic. It was organic music. Organic music is music that is physically connected to a physical body, physically played and plucked, such as a guitar or a live piano or a saxophone, a horn, or a live a xylophone or a trombone. Are you with me? Or a flute. It's live. It's connected with that soul, and that soul is controlling those vibrations organically. Okay? It's two frequencies coming together and vibrating, and we just call it music because it relaxes the soul, or, and we're going to get into it, it can take you to a space with the speed of sound, not light, sound, like that. Unconsciously, you're there. Sound warp, not time warp, sound warp. I'll give you another example of organic music. If you got grandparents, bless their soul. We love our grandparents. If you've been blessed, still have your grandparents alive with you now, they'll listen to some of the music that's being played now. They might be sitting in a rocking chair and you come in the house with that music and it just, oh God, what are you listening to? You understand what I'm saying? Because they remember when the music was once organic music, live music. It's not so right now. Okay, and we're going to get into what happened to the music and how this music is being used to control your vibration, your consciousness. All right. And either you're going to be conscious of this and make the necessary changes to lock in whatever vibrational rate you want to reside on. Because I'm growing so fast now, I don't even look at this as a right or wrong anymore of what's going on. Because we have the choice to listen to whatever type of music we choose. So I'm not getting into this type of music is bad, this type of music is none of that shit. Okay? We passed that. We're consciousness. We're pure consciousness now. So we should be able to rise above. That's bad. That's good. It's where do you want to vibrate at? What frequency do you want to reside on? Okay, that's the universe. We got infinity to choose what frequency do we want to reside in. It's our choice. Okay, so we broke down organic music. I gave you a small description of the elders that just get shook up. I mean, to their core, they can't stand to listen to the music that we listen to now. It just shakes them up. They get angry. Why? Because it's a whole different frequency. It's not organic music anymore. Okay, just like the foods we eat are not organic foods anymore. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're in a time where everything is being altered. So the problem now is the frequency of this vibration of music has been changed. It's been tweaked. It's been altered strategically. There is an intent behind the universal language. They give us all kind of awakenings. They have to. The Pied Piper with his flute, people would just, it's the music. It's the universal language. He would play that flute. And it was thousands of people following him. Okay, so we know that music, the universal language right now, it's what's controlling the masses unconsciously. And those of you who become conscious of that music today, I'm telling you, you're going to go from 0 to 100 real fast. Just because you're going to be able to to make that choice of where you want to vibrate based on the frequencies that you allow into your sphere. The other day, I was answering some inboxes, and there was a young lady who was just so, from the core of her being, I could just feel her energy, and it was so sporadic. It was so choppy and edgy, and she couldn't center, and she couldn't communicate that well, and her life was just in turmoil. And I just asked her, what type of music do you like? Do you like jazz? Oh, hell no. Do you like orchestra music? No. I said, what type of music do you listen to? She said, I like trap music, the universal language, trap. And I'm going to define what trap music is a little later on. A lot of you know what trap music is now. It's the most popular mainstream hip hop form of music right now. And it has infected so many of our young generation, this younger generation. And as I said before, I'm not getting into whether it's good or bad or right or wrong. It's a choice. I'm just exposing it. I'm putting it out there so you'll know exactly what's going on. And so I say, young lady, the first problem that you have is you have to change the frequencies that you allow to come into your sphere, that driving force, right? She get her blunt, fire it up, and just turn on that trap music. And she wonders why she can't get out of that lower vibrating frequency that that music takes her to. You're trapped. You can't get out because that music is hitting your subconscious. And what's going on now is that music is being piggybacked with energy. What are we? We are energy. What is music? Music is vibration, energy, sound, pitch, notes, harmony. You love, I'm conscious. Now what? Because we are in what? Harmony, perfect chords, perfect melody. A chord is a bunch of pitches and notes simultaneously being pressed to make melodies. It's the universal language. We're centered in perfect harmony. It's the universal language. All of us come together and we're creating vibrations of harmony. Those of you who have a keyboard, a little test that you can do to see where you're vibrating at is you can start on that keyboard, one note at a time. You can tune yourself with music. Music is a great tuning device. You can start from the high notes, which are on the right side of the keyboard, and just walk down each key. Ding. Can't go that high today. Ding, ding, and just go, travel that keyboard and find the pitch or the key that you reside in. You'll feel the vibration go through your body when you hit the keys and continuously hit those notes on the keyboard and find your tune, find your frequency, find your vibrational rate, where you're vibrating at. And you'll know because the music, it'll hit you. It'll hit you. It'll feel you. You'll feel it. Okay? So what's been going on with this universal language now? Back in the 80s, there was a AI, artificial. We talk about this a lot. Artificial intelligence. And it was called a sampler. Those of you who are into music, this sampler hit the scene. And what a sampler does, a sampler samples different bars, beats, and measures of organic music. Okay. For example, you can take a CD and you can put that CD in a device and you can connect a sampler to that CD and you can hit the record on that sampler and you can take increments of various different organic sounds, pitches, notes, frequencies, and you can reconstruct the vibration of the origin of that music. They call it sampling. And this was all done unconsciously. And at first we all thought it was, oh, that's cool. Oh, this is amazing. What's going on? But they were actually reconstructing the frequency and vibration of the origin of music, which puts us all out of phase, all out of vibrations on all different frequencies. You have to understand this. You don't have to, but you must if you want to take control of your vibration, because everywhere you go, consciously think about it now. As I'm speaking right now, consciously think about the music that surrounds you on a daily basis. It unconsciously hits your subconscious wherever you go. The grocery store has music playing. As soon as some of you jump in your car, be conscious of when you hit that radio, what frequency is coming out of that radio. And just be honest with yourself. It's not a right or wrong thing. We're raising consciousness one soul at a time. Okay? Radio stations, podcasts, music, the universal language, the universal trap that intents and wills and genders are being imposed on us, especially our youth. Especially our youth. Our youth right now is seeking direction and discernment and understanding from the music. From the music. I'm going to give you an example of this universal language and how destructive it is. Even in myself, I'm no different. I went to Radio Shack yesterday, and I knew yesterday I had to do this message. I had to do this show about this universal language and this trap. I went in Radio Shack to, what did I go in there for? Some chords to help set up my system. And these fancy headphones, as you guys see, caught my attention. I said, oh, those are nice. And the young sales guy said, yes, sir, they're on sale. These headphones are only, $99 today. Normally they're $249, but dude, they sound great. You want to try them on? Just test them. He was just doing his job. You want to get the headphones on you so you can hear the sound. It sound good. So I agreed and I put on the headphones, and I noticed he went over to his cell phone, and this young lad was going to select a frequency for me. So he was playing with his cell phone, and out of nowhere, it's like an explosion. This trap music came through these speakers, and instantly I was consumed and choked and just snatched from our frequency to a whole nother vibratory rate instantly. And I sat in that energy for a minute, and he was looking at me with his big eyes. This shit is dope, isn't it, bro? He was trying to be cool. And I was just sitting there listening and listening and listening. And finally I took the headphones off. I said, I can't sit in that frequency, but the headphones are nice. And so I walked around the store And I said, I see you guys. I was just being nosy. I was just trying to see if you guys had these cores that I needed, but you don't. No, I see you guys another time. And I got back into my car, started up the vehicle. And as I was driving down the road, about 5 minutes later, I caught myself chanting a subliminal message that was in that fucking trap song. These hoes ain't shit. These hoes ain't. And I caught myself. That's what played in the headphones. That was the energy attached to that frequency of movie. I chanted it 5 minutes from leaving the Radio Shack. These hoes ain't shit. These hoes don't. The universal language, the trap, it's the music. So what I want you to do right now before we go a little farther is I want you right now to just think about right now the music that you play and your audio devices in your cars, your favorite television shows, those of you who watch mainstream television. Be conscious. What kind of frequencies are you allowing into your sphere? This is what you're struggling with unconsciously. This is what you're struggling with. And it's struggling because these frequencies, these entities. So let me break it down so you could be clear. What are we at the core essence of who we are? What are we? We're vibration, right? And we're energy. What is music? Vibration, energy, sound, pitch, notes, harmony. Are you guys with me? And melodies. So in the spiritual realm, you could say that this is an entity, a driving force that enters you. See, we so worried about physical beings and demons and monsters and shit. But this universal language trap is infecting us by the second we allow these frequencies into our sphere. And that's why we're losing control as a conscious people. Because we're not recognizing the trap behind this universal language. I'll give you another example so you can really just zero in on this vibration. Nothing against the church. When people catch the Holy Ghost, which is bliss, we know that now. They hit bliss. They hit bliss in the churches. Yeah, they're very happy. They bliss. It's just lack of knowledge. There's nothing wrong with it. But in the churches, they hit bliss, and they always hit bliss. Think about this. Is when that choir is singing perfect notes, perfect harmony, from the altos to the sopranos. It's so perfectly orchestrated. And you have the high altos, which is high energy, to get that, that high note, to get that high in vibration. It's beautiful. It does something to your soul, ladies and gentlemen. That's why church, there's nothing wrong with it. It's no good and bad. If you're attracted to church, take your ass there. Beautiful, angelic, that's where it came from. Harmony, church music, gospel music. It goes right into the subconscious and it moves you and you clap and you let go. And right after the choir sings, be conscious of this. Right after the choir sits down, now we're going to take time to pass the offering. Perfect time. Everybody is emotional. Everybody is at a high. Everybody partake and partook in the ceremony of this energy strategically. Strategically. The choirs. Universal language. It reaches the soul. That's why church feels so good when you sit there. It's the music. It's the universal language connecting, raising your vibration. Are you guys with me? I told you this topic wouldn't be popular, but very, very necessary. I could have talked about a lot of different things, right? But this is necessary. I had to deliver this message. The youth, if you care about the youth, you have to share this and let the youth decide. See, we're free will beings. You're not going to block this universal language. You only have to disclose it. You have to disclose it when it's given to you. I want you to visualize the keyboard so you can understand. And the keyboard is the easiest instrument to adapt to because it's a separation of notes. And that keyboard, in the astral realm, when I see the keyboard, I see the separation of frequencies. I see the separation of dimensions separated by vibrations. So when you play that keyboard, it's like you going from the highest dimension, walking it all the way down. You just keep going to the left to the lowest vibratory sound on that board. And this is where the trouble is starting now. This is where the trouble is starting now. It got real bad in the 1980s. Real bad. Real bad. I mean, life-changing bad. In the 1980s, there was a music that started, and it was called hip-hop. And hip-hop originally was a music started in New York. Some say Queensbridge, some say the South Bronx, but it started in New York. And hip-hop was a way for minorities to express themselves, to attach their frequency, to get the world to hear their struggle. And it was very positive in the beginning. I said hip hop, the hibbit to the hip hopper, you don't stop a rocket to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the bang bang boogie the beat. And it just grabbed you because we never heard harmony, tones, and frequencies being manipulated in that way. It was new. And instantly, all genders, am I saying that right? Genders, not gender. You guys know what I'm saying. Started gravitating toward this hip hop. See, it started out black, but it was so captivating. This sound, the way we manipulated that frequency, the way we started sampling other high energy, high appealing songs and changing the DNA. If you want to say changing the frequency and attaching our emotion to this frequency and sending it out to the universe, attracting from the music, the universal language that every soul can relate to. And this hip hop started a snowball effect. Start growing and growing and growing and growing and growing until it became mainstream music. Until the powers that be say, hey, we're going to get behind this music because we see what the possibilities and the power of this music. We've been using music all along. We started out with, remember, heavy metal. Remember? The biting the heads of bats and blood sacrifices. See? Heavy metal. You play some heavy metal, you sit in that fucking energy, you're going to go for a ride. I'm not saying it's good or bad. Do what floats your boat. Do what where you're comfortable at. I'm not going to violate your free will, but we know what's going on now, right? Heavy metal, goth, dark. I love the void. I like sitting in the dark. I do all of my creations from the void, from nothingness. So you have to decide where you want to reside. You're not as hip hop. Giving you a little history so you can understand, those of you who are older and wondering what the fuck is going on with these kids nowadays. I'm gonna tell you. 2016 Pied Piper. Some of our youth can say every word of a song, but can't say their ABCs, and we wonder why. They can name every lyric. They can change their whole appearance. Because the universal language, the music, with the speed of sound, and I hope you understand how fast sound is and vibration. I'm not talking about light. I'm talking about sound. It's fast, instantly. It's in your subconscious. Some of you right now can go down in your basement. Tell you how powerful this is. You can go down in your basement right now and get your old box. Those of you who are pack rats like my wife, and you can start pulling out some of those old records. And as soon as you put that record on and that record starts playing, instantly with the speed of sound, you go back in what we call the illusion of time to the first time you attached emotion to that record or that song. Instantly. You hear a song on the radio, oh, this my shit, girl. Instantly, ladies and gentlemen. It's just powerful, powerful, powerful frequencies and energies, the universal language. And we as conscious people have to become conscious of this, of what we allow into our spheres. If our goal is ascension, if we want to rise in vibration, if it's your will and desire to visit some of these non-physical realms, if you want to shed the ego, then we must become conscious of what we allow into our spirit, what we listen to. Some of you before bed, you have on your headphones playing music, and you wonder why when you project, some of you get chased all around the fucking astral realms by low vibrating entities, because the frequency that you attached your consciousness and your subconscious to was very low in vibration. What do I mean by low vibrating music? What do I mean by that? It's low. Let's go back to that keyboard. And I'm going to close this out with this. It's 2016 right now, ladies and gentlemen. And the number one trending sound, the number one trending music, whether you know it or not, is trap music. T-R-A-P music. It's filled with subliminal chants now. There's not even a message now. Heard it, really, it's just chants. It's all subliminal. Some of the authors and creators of this music are not even conscious of the chants and the frequencies that they allow into their spheres, and they go into the studio and they make this music unconsciously. The trap music is so addictive, and it weighs you down so much in frequency and vibration is because it's driven by the subwoofer, or they call it the 808 bass. Now, if I'm speaking in a foreign language to some of you, the 808 bass is the frequency that you feel when some of these, I'm going to be cool, blessed souls ride down your block and your whole damn house shakes and your windows seem like they're going to fall out. That's the frequency. That's 3 keys to the right of the lowest vibration on the keyboard. Walk that keyboard down. It's a low vibrating energy. And this is what we listen to all damn day and wonder why we stuck. And we wonder why we're depressed. And we wonder why these entities attach themselves to us. And we wonder why we can't pop out of our bodies. And we wonder why we're stuck in the root chakra. And we wonder all of these things. I get hundreds of inboxes. And so I just said, higher self, give it to me so I can help, so I can do my part. Why? What's going on? Why are so many people weighed down? And it revealed to me what I'm revealing to you. It's the universal language. It's been coded. It's been encrypted. The frequency has changed. It's been genetically modified through sampling and remixing the organic strings, the organic pianos are far-fetched in 2016. And this trap music is driven by the subwoofer, the sub, the low vibrating frequencies. And that's what our youth are listening to. And that's what's driving the youth. See, it ain't about color no more. You got white people that listen to trap music. It was even a period of time in this game of polarity when the greatest rapper on the planet was once said to be Eminem. And then that polarity game jumped up. No, it wasn't. We started rap music. It's here. Everybody is being infected by the trap, the universal language, which is trap music. Is it good? Is it bad? It exists. It's energy. It's the polarity on the keyboard, the high notes, the low notes, high vibration, low vibration, high frequency, low frequency, high pitch, low pitch. It's all the same, ladies and gentlemen. I'm decoding it. I'm exposing it. Now you have to decide, where do you reside? What frequency are you on right now? What's the purpose, Derek, of centering every day, 3 or 4 times a day? Why do we center? To get back to a center. A center. Balance. Just balance. Life is balance. To start from the center instead of starting from the bottom. We balance. I balance 3 or 4 times a day. I had to balance when I put on them fucking headphones. Driving down the street, I had to pull over and I can hear Bubba, breathe, boy, breathe, bitch, breathe. That trap music just threw me off. So what's the solution? See, we always talk about the problems. What's the solution? The solution is your choice. You have to choose what frequencies, notes, keys, and pitches center you. If you like trap music, no disrespect, I leave you in love and peace. It's your choice. But the title of the music, trap music, should let you know what you're dealing with. I like to play with energy. I like to play with energy. It's a journey. I like to go down there. But I'm not staying. I know better than to keep listening to trap music, because I got to go down and sit in that frequency. It makes me want to dance and get out here and, get nasty. That's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it ain't no secret. That's what it does to you. I was trapping for 20 years before now. So I hope you got some kind of insight on what's going on. What type of music are you allowing in your spirit? Be conscious of that today. Be aware of that today. Put that in your mentalism to focus on. And every time you hear music, sit in the frequency of that music and decode it. How does it make you feel? Become conscious of the music that you allow in your spirit. You instantly today, some of you going to jump in the car with one of your friends and they're going to crank that shit up on you. And you're going to smile and say, damn, Derek was right. Because instantly it's going to change you. Instantly. A calming frequency that will help you center when you're trying to cure yourself from trap music, because it's very, very, very addictive. You have to have strong will, desire, and intent to just turn it off. Don't fool yourself. Go over to YouTube or Google and type into the search bar 432 hertz. 432 hertz is a balancing frequency, vibration, tones. It's balance. It's music in perfect balance. The origin. It's like a perfectly tuned piano. It's balanced. Everything is in key. And you can start listening to that in your headphones. And it will detox you from the unbalanced energies that you've allowed into your spirit. I want to answer one more question. And I'm going to go deeper into this question that I had. But I feel the need to answer it because there's so much going on now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to open these phones up because I'm sure some of you have some chimes in and some experiences that you've had with music. I had a young lady. She was having problems. Bless the divine feminine energy. I send love to the divine feminine energy out there now. Love. I feel the pain of the divine feminine energy, but it's rising. We need that divine feminine energy. And here's the reason why we must reconnect with that divine feminine energy, because all of us was created from masculine and feminine energy. And we have come to a time where it's either this one or that one. Either you a hard mother or you soft. What happened to the balance in the middle? Divine femme, masculine, balance. If you want to go over to your feminine side a little bit, and I'm not talking about sexuality when I say divine feminine energy. I'm talking about your emotions, your emotional body, the body that feels, that responds to emotion and vibrations. See, some of us are so cold. We all the way over here in the masculine energy, which is the left side of that ego or that brain. That divine feminine energy is where all of your creation comes from. And a lot of us just shut it off. And trap music is geared. It is what it is. It's geared for shutting down divine feminine energy. It is what it is. It's blocking it out. Nigga, you soft. I'm a gangster. Fuck these hoes. Fuck these bitches. It's designed to shut it off. That's why we got so many youths out there that are just so hard. No love. Just so hard. The struggle Trap music is the struggle. And there's nothing wrong with the struggle. We all struggled. I had to start my life over 5 times. 5 times I started over from nothing. Is it 5 or is it more now? 5 times, ladies and gentlemen. So I understand the struggle. That's why I'm not shitting on trap music, but I'm answering the questions. If you want to elevate your frequency, then you have to turn off the struggle. You have to turn it off. You have to stop struggling. Marijuana, legal cannabis. I could see this so clear. I could see people coming home from work. Hard day at work, 12 hours. They get their marijuana. Hopefully, you're growing your own marijuana. Hopefully, there go that hope shit. You should be growing your own marijuana. Those of you who smoke marijuana, now you can take the power. You can get licenses depending on what state you're in, and you can grow your own cannabis. Cannabis is natural herbs. There's a lot of benefits in cannabis. I'm not a real big smoker, but I do now consume oils from cannabis. And it just opens my third eye wide open. Meditations that used to take me 45 minutes to an hour, I can do in 2 or 3 minutes with cannabis oils and organic chocolates with cannabis in it. It's balance. It's balance. And what the youth and so many of you are doing, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm just trying to reach out and help you. You get your marijuana. You don't know what's on your marijuana. You don't even know the frequency. Uh-oh, Derek. You don't even know the frequency that your marijuana takes you to. You don't know if it's a higher or a lower frequency. You don't know the strand of your marijuana. They got marijuana out there now. It's called green crack. And what's happening is you're taking your marijuana, you're working 12 hours, you come home, you're taking that marijuana and you, because it makes you feel good. It centers you. It centers you. It opens up that pineal gland. Most of you just sit there and the first thing you do, be conscious of it, admit it. You turn on that fucking trap music. You turn on a low vibrating frequency and you mix it with a high vibrating cannabis. Hopefully, if you know what you're smoking, and it instantly snatches you right back down. Instantly. Your weed don't match the vibration of the music that you're listening to. They don't mix. The music hits the subconscious. It snatches you back down. I don't want to get a copyright violation, but I could do a test right now. I could play 3 different songs right now and everybody that's watching this live stream. I will instantly capture your consciousness and your emotions just based on the energy out of songs. I could play a song right now that'll make you want to smack your mama. I'm serious. It's coded. Then I can play a song that make you want to just take your wife by the hand or your partner by the hand or your lover by the hand and just hold them and kiss them and caress them and love them. And right after that, I can play another song that just makes you want to just sit there and cry. Because you remember a timeline that you once resided on where you attached to this vibration of frequency. And it was very hurtful. And you attach your emotion to that vibration and that frequency of the universal language. We're talking about music. Is this making sense for anybody? Let's open up the phone lines. I'm just a guide, ladies and gentlemen. I just decode and discern and give you what I see. Are you trapped? Well, now you know, if you desire, if it's your will, now you know how to get out, change, and become conscious to the music that you allow in your spirit. Listen to orchestra music. Listen to organic music if you want to detox, because there is a detoxation process. If you've been listening to certain kinds of music for a long time, detox. Listen to cellos and strings and high vibrating music. When you first start detoxing, take all of the lyrics out. We don't want anyone else's energy attached to that music. Raw, organic sound. Raw, organic. We don't want any energy attached to our music when you're detoxing. And just do that every day. 21 days, it becomes a habit, and just clear your spirit, clear your fields. You only want your energy sitting in your spirit so you can recognize who you are, so you can feel your own energy. My brother Bubba said this so many times, and I hit the bell. He say half of the shit you dealing with ain't even yours. It's being piggybacked. It's piggybacking off the music, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get the phone lines open right now. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you for your time right now. So I want to stay on topic on this, ladies and gentlemen. You can call in 734-230-2744. Share some of your experiences with the universal language, music. Have you ever had an altercation where you were so happy and blissful and a song came on and it felt like it snatched your soul? Let's talk about it. I'm gonna get on here now and see if I can get this thing going here. I love you guys.
Hello?
Yes, this is Derek Dunlap from I'm Conscious Now What? You're live, 843. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, greetings, Derek. My name is Ed. I was referred to you by a brother, man. I was just seeing if I could listen to you on the phone instead of being online because I'm moving around quite a bit. So I just chimed into your show. I don't know exactly what the topic is, but I definitely know it's about love and memories and spirit, right?
It's about the universal language, man. That good old thing called music, man. And the energies that attach to this music in 2016 that's raising our youth right now. The frequencies, the vibrations, the 808 woofers, the cars that have the big speakers that ride up and down the street and change the whole vibration of a community. This is serious stuff, my brother, and a lot of people aren't conscious of it. So I'm just doing my part today of exposing it. It's been out there. We see it every day, but the light switch just doesn't click like this. These frequencies are destroying our communities because it's the Pied Piper of the youth. Have you ever had an experience where you were sitting at a stoplight, brother, and a car came up to you on the side of you and just shook your whole car and threw your whole vibration off?
Yeah, it's happened quite a few times. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying, brother? Just throw your, and you look over there, and if you look the wrong way, what happened? We can get shot now, can't we?
Yeah, it can be complications. You're right. It can be complications.
Oh man, it's bad.
But I've come to a place where I understand that people at the level of their comfort or their creation. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. Loud and clear.
Yeah, and sometimes these things, without setting up the parameters or guidelines, let's say, because you can share information with certain people, and the information is valid and factual, but if they choose not to accept it, what can you do? And that's what's so right and exact with what you're doing, because it's just like driving down a highway and seeing a glip of something on, after you've been driving for like 6 hours, you're kind of tired and you see that glip. Part of your higher mind knows what that glip means, but to the average mind, just see it as some scratch on the wall. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So by it being a permanent thing on that wall, man, it's relative to all that that's searching. So I appreciate you for what you do.
Hey, brother, and I love you for just being a part of this movement, this energy. I can feel your energy. You're very sincere. And I thank you for sharing your energy on the platform today. Don't be a stranger, okay?
We are one.
We are one in consciousness. Much love, brother. Much love. Yes, the phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who feel led, not going to push you too much today. I know it was for some of you. You like your hip hop music. I'm cool with it. You like your trap music. You like your rock and roll. You like your heavy metal. And I just wish peace and love. I just wish peace and love. I'm going to jump over here to the chat and wait for that call to come in. What's going on in the chat? Y'all just be in your own world. You be over in your own world. We are one. And somebody over there jumping on my boy Wolfie. Come on, Dizzy. Keep it cool. Keep it cool, Dizzy. The ocean. Somebody said, Derek, talk about the ocean. The water, the ocean. What do I pick up? The ocean, you can go in so many directions. The ocean being one body of water, but each bottle, each plastic bottle of water, each container of water is still a part of the ocean, just being separated from that divine presence of the full ocean, right? But it's still one. And that's kind of like what we're going through right now in this, I call it this meat pack that we're in. We're one. We're from the one source, the divine presence of all, but through this physical frequency, this physical dimension, it seems like we're all separate. So when you say explain the ocean, the sea, even in some of the books, the sea was the people, the sea, the ocean, one body of water. You take that bucket and you scoop that bucket in that ocean and take that bucket home. That's not a bucket of water. You might call it, we'll tag it with our language, right? Our spelled words, the spells, we'll say that's a bucket of water. But in essence, that's the ocean. And a lot of people have a hard time accepting that we are the divine presence of all. We are a part of everything. Or some people have a hard time saying, I am a God, because we separate ourselves from what you call your God. You look as God being something separate from you. You look for an outer source to come and do something for you. But what we're discovering now on this journey, a lot of us, is everything we need. We got on the inside of us. That divine presence of all resides in all of us. So when I see the ocean, bodies, you get that, young man? Bodies of water. Symbolic for consciousness, oneness. All right. Kiss and love. Nobody wants to call in and talk to me today. The phone lines are open. I'm done. I went for an hour straight. I'm just a guide, a guide, ladies and gentlemen. If you choose, if you feel led, we're going to open up the calls. I'm going to stay over here in the chat. If you have some questions in the chat, if I can answer those questions, I will do my best based on the nature of those questions. As I always say, I'm not a guru. I'm just here just like you guys are. just sharing my journey and my experiences. Somebody said, good shit, Derek, can't call in. I'm at work. Chris Gardner called me, man. Go in the bathroom, go in the stall and say, hey, this is Chris. I'm calling from work. What's up? What's up, Derek? What's up, Jalen Coleman? Anthony, Derek, how is Ryan been doing? Answer me. Okay. Antonio, Ryan is great. Ryan, I think I talked about it on the our last show, is he's completing his book, and he's doing a lot of the hand-on-hand work in his new cottage. So he's on a different timeline, different frequency. He's my brother. I love him. No hard feelings, no tension between me, and everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. We're allowing Mr. Cropper to have his space. He put in a lot of work, and everybody needs their space. You know what I mean? So I'm just doing my part, filling in the gap. You understand what I'm saying? But we're still one in consciousness. I love him dear. All right. It's being random. Let's go back here to let's go back over here to the phone lines.
Hello?
Yes, you are live with Derek Dunlap on I'm Conscious. Now what? Could you tell us your name and where you're from?
Hi, I'm Austin.
Where you from?
Nice to meet you.
Where you from, Austin?
I'm from Ontario, Canada.
Hey, Austin. Thank you for calling in. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you. I love you. Austin, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever had an experience with the universal language changing your frequency at the speed of sound? 1 minute you're in one vibration and some type of music came on and it just snatched you out of your vibration to a higher or lower frequency. Care to share?
Oh, yeah. In January, I broke my back. And when I was sitting there in the hospital, and I put on my favorite album, Astral Weeks by Van Morrison, I just sat there and started crying the whole time because it's just so beautiful. When something traumatic happens like that and you listen to something you love so much.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, changed me.
Instantly, huh?
Pardon me?
I said it changed you instantly, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And see, so many times.
Yeah, in a moment.
So many times, and I don't want, you can take this episode in either direction. You could take it as a positive, or you could take it as a negative. But what I'm learning how to use the frequency of music to help me tune my own vibration. I'll be sitting up here lying out the side of my head if I didn't admit that just yesterday I listened to some trap music at Radio Shack from the young man. We're all exposed to these different frequencies and tones, but there are some people out there who unconsciously do this and they want to advance. They want to raise their vibration, but they're just not understanding the vibration that's attached and the frequencies and the emotions that is attached to music. So that's what this episode is about. I'll say it again. Billions and billions of people are infected with vibrations and emotions that are not even yours, just from the music that you listen to. I'll give you an example. And I won't hold you, caller, before I give this example. Anything else you want to bless us with?
I got a little thing I want to play for you.
Is it audio?
That was just me trying to play your
the intro.
Tune,
the intro.
Unconscious now on my flute.
On the flute. Hit it again, man. Hit it again. That's nice, man. Thank you so much, man, for blessing me. You should see my smile, brother. You should see my smile, man. Let me give you some love on that, man. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Peace and love, brother. Peace and love. We're gonna get another caller in, but before I take another call, I'm gonna give you an example of this universal language and how it affects us. Long time ago, I used to date this female, and I remember we were in her apartment, and this certain song came on, you know, and it put her in a space of she was just hurt. It was a ballad, a slow ballad. I remember sitting there, I was trying to watch the football game, and she was in the other room dusting and doing, you know, and she just came. I remember her coming into the living room. I'm trying to watch the game. It was the Lions, a long time ago, the Detroit Lions. And she came into the room and just turned the TV off, looked me right in my eye and said, "Are you cheating on me?" And I said, "Bet you got to be kidding me." In the middle of the game. I mean, this came out of nowhere. And this is just another example that I'm saying. And unfortunately, at that time, I was not being faithful. That's why it was a long time ago. My wife gonna say, "I didn't hear that story." It was a long time ago, honey. It was a long time ago. Let's go back to the phone line.
Hello?
708. You're live with Derek Dunlap on I'm Conscious Now What? Just tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Derek. This is Marvell. I've called in before.
Marvell, welcome back. Thank you for blessing us with your energy. First off, Marvell, have you ever experienced this universal language changing your frequency at the speed of sound?
Yes, I actually used to play guitar. Well, I still play it now, not as much as I did before. But I used to play guitar a lot when I was in high school. And there would be these certain sounds that it would make. Like, whenever you play certain notes on the guitar, you can actually bend the string. It's called a finger vibrato. And whenever I hear that noise, it just makes my soul vibrate with the vibration of the guitar. And it's so strong that I can just feel it instantly.
That's good shit right there. That's verification of what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. The universal language that connects to your soul. I think we've overlooked the power of music in 2016 because everything, I mean, I'm just so wide open now. My third eye is so wide open. I'm surrounded by music, even in my own house. When we turn on our devices, when we watch videos on YouTube, when we get in our family members' cars, everything So we just have to become conscious of what we're allowing into our spirit. Now, Marvell, is there anything else you want to share with us on the platform? It's your platform right now. It's yours.
Oh, yes. I had a quick question from a short experience that I had on Sunday. I actually wanted to call in on Sunday, but I wasn't in an area where I was able to. So, but my question, well, I'll just start off with it. So on Sunday, I was talking to a family member. I'm not going to specify who it was because I don't want to put them on the spot, but I was talking to them and they were kind of trying to force me to come to church with them. And I didn't really want to because of certain energies that I get from certain things that they say. I don't really mind the energy that they give off while I'm there because it's pretty good energy. But there's just certain things that they talk about that doesn't necessarily resonate with me. So I already knew the reason that they wanted me to go, but I was trying to see what they were going to tell me. So I was talking to them and everything, and they were saying, oh, you know, there's a lot of bad stuff going on. So, but they were telling me why they were going. So I'm like, well, I kind of have my own way of dealing with this kind of thing. So I know how to work with energy and all of that. But they're not used to all of the energy and meditation and all of that. But this person kind of talks from a place of ego in a sense. So they were like, oh, well, I was doing that kind of thing when I was 14. And they're like, and they basically told me that it doesn't really work. And I'm like, if you were doing this since you were 14 and you're the age you are now, you would not be saying that right now. But I kind of broke it down and I got to the core of why they really wanted me to go with them to church. I ended up going with them because it was for a good reason. But my question was, why do certain people kind of shy away from meditation and energy? I mean, I know they don't necessarily have to do that kind of thing, but whenever I bring it up to certain people, they kind of get offended and they feel like you're being egotistical about it. And I was just wondering why that is.
Okay. Very simple answer. Because we were programmed for the last 6,000 years or so, based on the little resources that we have, because a lot of information has been destroyed, burned, blown up. For the last 6,000 years, we've been programmed to call certain entities God and the word. It's the energy that's been imposed and instilled on us from when we were young lads, young children coming out of our mother's womb and portal. And these different energies that have been being utilized for thousands and thousands and thousands of years were kind of labeled and stamped as black magic or dark energy or witches or witchcraft or psychics are bad. We need a savior. You can't do it on your own. You a sheep. You weak. This is the programming. But since you touched on the church, and I have nothing against the church, I love the church just like I love all people. I would go to church right now and sit in the energy because I've become transparent to the energy. And a lot of people can't come up to your energy, but see, you can come down to their vibrational energy. See, that's the thing. The church is a huge, when you see it in the etheric realm, Christianity is a huge, I'm talking millions of souls and energy is attached to it. It's real. It's a force. It's energy. And a lot of people, when they, what they call give up the ghost or come out of this body, right? Whatever consciousness you have in this carnation, it carries over. So a lot of people will see the quote unquote, the Christ, because that's their heart, that's their will, that's their desire. The universe is infinite. There's not one way to the divine presence of all. It's a lot of different ways. It's a lot of different frequencies. There's a lot of different parallel universes that we can reside on. It's infinite. So there's dimensions where there's Christians only, who worship. That's what they have in their heart. And who am I? Like you said, who are you to take that away from them? There's Muslims, energy in the astros of just Muslim energy, that belief, those thoughts, right? They start with thoughts and belief and will, and they manifest in the astral realms. It's energy. You can't move it. You can't change that energy, right? You got to go around it or connect to it, or it's a lot, you see. And even in that good book, I call it the hot sauce. I've read, I grew up Christian, so it's not the Christians themselves, it's the intent, and it's the mastering and the remixing and the deception that's been attached to that holy book that they have. See, the book that we read, the Bible that we read in English, that's been translated and remixed and retweeted and tweaked for an agenda. They knew the power of these books, but the Bible has power in it now. I'm not that naive to say that whole book is wrong. No, absolutely not. The Bible is a collection of all 66 books, but it was agenda based to control the masses with fear. Now we back into that fear to make us chill out. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery. But in the same book, most of the killing was being done by the gods. You see what I'm saying? But yet you don't kill. Yeah. But most of the killing, if you read these books, it was many gods, which a lot of people think is just one God. It talked about a lot of different gods in the book.
That's what my grandma always tells me about it. She's always like, because she's Christian, she actually reads the Bible a lot. And she always tells me, there's more than one God in the Bible, but no one ever mentions that.
Hey, my brother, I'm telling you here, and I don't claim to be nothing but consciousness. The Elohim is plural. Masculine, feminine. That divine feminine energy has just been taken out of the Bible. How could you forget about the divine feminine energy of the quote unquote woman? Would none of us be here, right? None of us would be in this dimension right now if we didn't come through the portal of the divine feminine energy. We just have to use our consciousness, and not step on anybody else's toe. I tell them, if you're free to believe whatever you want to believe. But if you believe that, woman came from the man, look at everything else around us right now. Just go back to nature. Just go back to nature. You see what I'm saying? And it's because of agendas. The woman has been suppressed. Just like racism, the woman, that divine feminine energy was suppressed by the dominant masculine energy agendas. You see it today. Hillary Clinton would have been the first woman president. When you say woman for so long, it's been looked at as a weakness. There's parts in the Bible that say, women, you aren't even allowed to speak. Now, what kind of bullshit is that? When the right side of our brain, our consciousness, is divine feminine energy, the creativity that all of our creativity, we get from our mom's energy. Now, how come they can't speak? You see what I'm saying? It's agendas. It's agendas. And the way I get around that, and not to get so emotional about it, I know what's going on. I'm not naive. I can pop out of this physical ego and I can go to a higher plane where there's no gender. See, and you could tell people who've never reached that level, it ain't nothing to brag about, but I can reach the space where there's no gender. It's just pure energy. Where I can go to the astral realm right now. And if I focus, I've never done this, but I know I could go to the astral realms right now and change my form. Now, I do understand the laws of the universe, right? The laws of the universe, you must have in this 3-dimension, this 3rd dimension, you must have masculine and feminine energy to come together to get that spark of life to co-create, to bring life as we know it into this dimension. Okay, that's the way that it was. But now, with all of this technology and all of this cloning, they growing humans in labs. You see what I'm saying? And this is why the balance, we talk about balance. This is why the balance is off. It's off. It's out of balance. It's out of phase. And that's why it's so important for us to center every day so we can stay on track. I can't worry about what somebody else is doing because they have the freedom, the free will of choice. I can't worry about that. I have to stay centered and do what I'm supposed to do. And you'll always hear me say this. See, I've been to another ram so I can get the fuck out of here. Flat out. I have to become a servant. If you look at the life of the Christ projected in the Bible, Christ was a servant. He wasn't no cocky ego person. Christ wouldn't even allow you to worship him. Christ was down washing everybody else's feet. You see? But man has taken that Bible and made it something from ego. Christ said, don't worship me. Where I go, you can go also. Because I go to a higher, now we back on that vibration, see? I go to a higher, you can say frequency, vibration, space, place. You see what I'm saying? Seated at the right hand of the divine presence of all. We read the Bible, but we don't know how to discern it. And that's the problem that you're having. A lot of people in the church now are physical beings. They're grounded in that root chakra. They go off emotion, the 3 senses. They can't go outside of that book. They can't go outside of them 66 chapters in that book. And we got a whole fucking universe out here, infinite. And that's the problem. They can't go out of that book. Whatever's in that book is stone. And that's the problem you're having. And you're able to go outside of that book and explore. It is what it is. That's what's going on. Different people have different agendas, and it's cool. And if you go outside of their agenda, then they feel a certain kind of way about you. They ostracize you. And it's just from ego. You know, that's why out-of-body experiences and lucid dreams are so important. But even that, right, is stamped and labeled as you're going to demonic realms. You see? So you have to do what centers you. You know when you out of line. You know when you're dealing with lower vibration energy. You can feel it. We all have a universal compass on the inside of us. I can fool you on this, this broadcast. I can say all of the right things. But when I hit that stop broadcast, I have to sit with myself. And I know when I'm out of frequency. I know when I'm out of line. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I've learned to just lead with honesty. I was a fuck up in this carnation. I just got my shit together. I ain't trying to be something that I'm not. I am who I am now. I understand that I have multiple timelines. I understand now that I can change my timelines with the speed of sound, with the speed of thought. I understand the power that I have on the inside of me, so I don't have to go back to those timelines if I don't want to, but there they all remain simultaneously. That's how sometimes you find yourself in a space that you once resided in, that you attach emotion and energy from, and first thing you do, oh, somebody come save me. That's a duplicate timeline that you created. You see what I'm saying? Nothing ever, everything that is, nothing goes away. We just travel up and down the vibratory line of consciousness. And that's just, you see, now that's just coming from my ego, but somebody else will even elaborate a little more on that. You see what I'm saying, my brother?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I've been experiencing, but you can have somebody that can take that a lot more deeper and have a lot of different names and a lot of different experiences. But that's why they do that. Usually one-dimensional, usually grounded in the root chakra, and they can't see outside of that book, that law, man. I was there, brother, so I'm just telling you from experience. It was one particular time, man, I could never even imagine that I would be doing what I'm doing now. I couldn't get outside of that law, that book. And one thing that helped me with that book was I did my research on the book that's published now. And I traced that book, I traced the publishing. See, if you want to really expose something, and not expose in a bad way to just get clarity on something, just follow the money trail. I did a video where it's all in 3 density. Money is God. If you want to name a God in 3 density, it's money, it's currency. It's what makes this whole dimension go around. Follow the money trail. And that holy book, that publishing to that holy book now that's in print, it leads back to the Vatican. The Roman Catholic Church owns the publishing to the Holy Bible, the most sold book in history. It is what it is. I feel you. I feel you thinking. Thanks for calling, though.
Okay, thank you for answering my question.
I love you, brother.
Oh, you too.
All right. Peace and love.
Peace.
All righty. I'm gonna go over to the chat, and I'm gonna give you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave the phone lines open for one more call to come through, and I'm gonna give you my final words for this episode. I'm over at the chat now. I'm looking at you guys. There's a short delay. If you have something that you want to say in the chat to me, you can say it now. I know a lot of you just don't like the frequency of the phone. You feel like you're putting yourself out there, still uncomfortable, but you got to understand, when you jump on that phone line, you're connecting your energy with the vibratory energy of the platform. People from all over the world feel your frequency, and you're actually helping other individuals heal and connect. It could be so minute to you, your story, your circumstances, your experiences, but there's someone that's going to connect to your story. So I'm gonna leave the phones open for the stragglers to come in. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Derek, this crazy woman means I missed that one. Let me go. This chat is off the hook today, ain't it, y'all? Is my moderator in this chat today? You got this chat under control, moderator? Let's see what's going on. Yo. Okay, nothing direct. I think I went up. Derek, man, I can't astral project. Good damn, you gotta be still, cold world. You can. The reason why you can't is because you just said you can't. Words are powerful. Don't speak spells on yourself, my brother. You can. You can. You just said you can't. So you won't. Just change just little minute things. You know what I mean? You can. How do you tell black from normal magic? It's the intent behind the magic. It's all the intent. Black is usually for how can I explain this? Because I can see it, I can feel the energy. It's agendas. It's the intent behind the energy. They just labeled it black magic because at one particular time, this magic, this power, this consciousness, this awareness wasn't mainstream. It wasn't open to the public. So it was dark. It was being done in secret. You see what I'm saying, young soul? So they labeled it black magic. But all magic is the intent behind it. You see what I'm saying? And it's usually agenda based. Everything is agenda based, whether you know that consciously or unconsciously. In 3D is all kind of different agendas, right? And either you jumping on an agenda, you're creating your own agenda. We're all blending As you heard me say before with the music, we're all making chords, harmony. You see what I'm saying? Harmony, chords, melodies. We're composing. We're using frequencies and sounds, vibrations from our throat chakra. It's all music, a universal language. And have you ever heard a chord played and it was out of key, like bang, and it don't sound good? That's when you out of phase. That's when you have to center and attach yourself to that vibration, to that harmony, that perfect harmony. What about the books that have spells, which some is demons? It's all, see, it's polarity. There's books that sermon what people call demons. Demons are sometimes higher vibrating frequencies with self-centered, what we call demonic intents, usually to reign over you, to hoard your energy, to take your energy from you, to take your free will from you. Those are usually demons that demise you, that really don't like higher vibrating beings of love. It's the opposite. The polarity of love is hate. You see what I'm saying? Everything comes from the divine presence of all. If you read, since we were talking about Christians, which is one of the most popular religions in the world, that's why I always go to that book. There's the Quran out there, but I've read the Bible 3 times. I've discerned it once. As you get that, I've read the Bible 3 times in my life, but I've only discerned it once when I became conscious, where I can get the essence out of that book, of what that book was trying to tell us. You see what I'm saying? That's why so many things are coming to pass, but you can't read that book from your root chakra. You can't read that book. They say carnal. You got to read that book spiritually. And it said in this time that we're in now, there'll be a time where the true worshipers will come in spirit. Spirit is energy bodies. Spirit. Energy, etheric realms. You'll come in spirit. You'll lead with your highest self to discern what those books, those 66 books, are really trying to say to those who really have ears to hear. All right, a demon was trying to fight me the other night, and I felt their weakness they were putting on the front. That's good you identified that. I ran into an entity this morning when I was projecting. I see them all the time, but you know what I did too that helps me? I just take away that demon. I don't label them as demons. I just look at them as like I would look at a stray dog or something. You understand? I just detach that emotional fear energy to naming them a demon, because when you're in the etheric realms, all this speech shit is out the window. They tap into your thoughts. So you don't even have to say they're a demon. If you look at them and you, oh shit, and you're thinking demon, they already pick up on your fear. So the main thing is reprogramming your mind using your telepathy. Don't see them as demons. Just see them as an entity that's different from you. Some of the entities in the astral realms are just as afraid of you as you are of them. Because we're humans, but imagine what we look like to some of the entities in the astral realm. Especially a new person is very throws the energy off in the astral realms, because new astral projectors can't control their thoughts. So they shit is just everywhere, and they're just creating all of these different things. It's like throwing rocks in the pond. It's just ripples everywhere. You see what I'm saying? And it throws off the vibratory or the frequencies in the etheric realms. It's like throwing if your energy isn't calm and you're in a certain vibration and a certain intent, when you astral project, it's just like throwing a worm in the water. Bloop. That vibration of that water, all those fish know exactly how to hit that worm. You can see through clear water. You throw something in that water, all of those fish go right there. That's why we have to relax and breathe and just be calm, cool, and collective. And we won't attract as many what you want to call entities and demons and things. So just change your perception of what you see in these entities. If you name them demons, they can feel that vibration. Ooh, because when you say demon, you're usually coming from a space of fear or a space of bad, good and bad. All this energy, different agendas. All right, so let me check this. Let me make sure I ain't miss nobody before I close it out. Okay, phone lines are off. last words for this episode. Just be conscious, ladies and gentlemen. Be conscious of your surroundings and be conscious of what you allow into your spirit. I just want to give you an exercise for today. Those of you who feel led to participate, by all means, simple exercise that'll help you become conscious of the universal language or the music that you allow into your spirit. Just today, and this is a great way to practice your awareness and consciousness. Every time you hear a different song or music, get you a pad. Become conscious of this. Write down on a piece of pad the music that you heard and how it made you feel. Okay, it's 2:50 Eastern Standard Time. So it's best to write it down, because once you write it down, right, it becomes physical and you can go back to it, and look at it. And that's how you can kind of track your journey. And some of you will have a piece of paper with over 40, 50, 60, hundreds of different songs and harmonies and melodies. And there go the dogs. They eat at 3:00. And just write down how each one made you feel. And what this is going to do is going to start programming your subconscious, that you're aware of these different frequencies and energies. Are you guys with me? So that's just a little exercise. Just start being conscious of the music, the universal language. Okay, that's still in your energy. I'm Derek Dunlap. Join us here Sunday. Same time, same place. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of the energy, all of the love. And of course,
I'm conscious. Now what? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah.
Hold it. What you talking about, doctor?
peace.